Your Nigerian passport is expired, maybe by 2 years, 10 years, even 20 years. Can you still travel home? Here's the truth. Nigeria will never deny entry to its own citizens, even on an expired passport. But the real decision isn't made in Lagos or Abuja. It's made at the airline check-in desk abroad. And that's where most Nigerians get stranded. Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I'm Funke, your plug for travel tips that actually work for Nigerians and Africans worldwide. And before we dive in, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe because I share insider travel hacks every week that save Nigerians time, money, and stress when traveling. Now, today we're breaking down, can you enter Nigeria with an expired Nigerian passport? What's the arrival experience really like? How long does renewal take in Nigeria? Which airlines are flexible and which ones might block you? And also what to expect when leaving Nigeria if your passport is expired. I'll also be sharing the most common questions Nigerians ask me in general about expired passports. The official policy. Nigeria's policy is clear. Nigerian citizens will always be admitted, expired passport or not. Immigration won't stress you. When you land, they'll simply say, welcome home. Please make sure to renew your passport before you leave. And whether your passport expired 2 years ago or 20 years ago, it doesn't matter. Entry is guaranteed. Let's talk about the airline reality. Here's the tricky part. The airline decides whether to board you. Why? Because if they fly someone who gets refused, they face a fine. Now, the good news is that most direct airlines to Nigeria, Virgin Atlantic from London, BA from London Direct, Delta from the US to Nigeria, have been reported to allow Nigerians to travel on expired Nigerian passports back to Nigeria. But listen though, policies change. Always check with your airline in advance. And if you're flying with an airline that routes through Europe or Middle East, sometimes they've been known to be stricter. But again, check before you book that ticket. The arrival experience in Nigeria. Once you land in Nigeria with your expired passport, immigration knows the deal. You'll be admitted and they will encourage you to renew your passport during your visit. If your NIN, that is your national identification number, is ready and you've booked your appointment prior, renewal usually takes 1 to 2 weeks max. At the Ikoyi passport office, for example, it's very organized. They even have a separate section for kids. Now let's talk about leaving Nigeria on an expired passport. So this is the part that most people forget. You've entered Nigeria with an expired passport, but you're now leaving. If your passport is expired when you're leaving, immigration will ask about your new passport. If for some reason you couldn't renew in Nigeria, maybe you had some challenges with timing, or you already booked an appointment abroad, here's what to do. Print out your appointment letter if you have one, or politely explain why you were unable to renew locally. Speaking calmly and respectfully makes a huge difference. Immigration officers are usually quite understanding, and explaining your situation clearly will help you avoid unnecessary complications. Now, let me talk about the frequently asked questions that many of you guys out there have with regard to your expired Nigerian passport. Number one, does it matter how long my passport has been expired? No. Whether it's 2 years or 20 years, you'll still be admitted. I even have an experience someone shared with me recently, a few weeks ago, where someone's passport was expired 15 years and it was fine. Question two, if my child has never had a Nigerian passport, can they still travel as Nigerians? No. Your child, or you must get your child a Nigerian passport first, or apply for a Nigerian visa on their foreign passport. Question three, what if my passport is lost? In that case, you'll need an emergency travel certificate, that's an ETC, from the Nigerian embassy before travel. Question four, do I need a NIN to renew my passport in Nigeria? NIN being the national identification number. And the answer here is yes. All renewals of Nigerian passports require a NIN before you can even book or pay for your appointments. So get cracking on that as soon as possible if you don't have one. Question 5, what happens when I arrive in Nigeria on an expired passport? Immigration, of course, will admit you, but they will remind you to renew before departure. So now, let's talk about some of the biggest mistakes to avoid in general. Number one, waiting until the last week or last minute to check your passport. This is not last minute, and bear shopping, my people. You can apply for a renewal up to 6 months before expiry. Mistake number two, assuming all airlines that will board you just because you're Nigerian, irrespective of your Nigerian passport. That's a mistake. You need to verify with each airline to see whether or not they will board you. And an airline that used to board someone in 2024 might not do it in 2025 or 2026. So always get information direct from the source from the airline. And mistake number three is believing that in Nigeria that the renewal will take such a long time. That is not the case. Renewing in Nigeria now has become quite efficient. And in passport offices like Ikoyi Passport Office, you can get your renewal in a week. But if you're coming to do your renewal in Nigeria, it's important that you try and book your appointment prior to coming so that you know a particular date that you're going to attend for your renewal. And also make sure to have your NIN identification number done, issued. Otherwise, that is where the delays that most people face. So yes, the bottom line is Nigeria will welcome you home on an expired passport, but the airline abroad, that's the real gatekeeper. And don't forget, if you're leaving Nigeria on an expired passport, be prepared to explain yourself or show proof of your renewal plans. If this video gave you clarity, please hit that subscribe button, share this with your friends and family, and drop any questions you may have in the comment section below. I'll do a follow-up on any questions that you have, so make sure to engage in the comment section. Travel smarter, my people. Have fun, and I'll see you on my next video. And subscribe. Bye.